Good morning, everyone. We are starting our second day in Amsterdam, and the first stop is free food tour with locals. We are going to visit multiple restaurants and coffee shops to taste different food and beverages.
Voor mij, zoals ik zei, want de mensen vegan is.
Wait, only in Amsterdam you can sniff cacao.
Good, because I speak Dutch, a little bit South Afrikaans. But for the rest, I don't speak any language. A little bit sure. We are now located in a very interesting place that has multiple houses with a private courtyard, and there are a few interesting facts that I would like to point out here. One of them is right behind me, a black house. It's one of the two houses in Amsterdam that survived massive fires in 1450s. And actually, in about 1521, the government passed a law that required all the houses to not have any wood so the houses could survive the fires. Another interesting fact, in this community there's a hidden church. For about 200 years, when Amsterdam switched from Catholic to Protestant religion, Catholics were not allowed to go to church. So there are several churches built in the city that were very well hidden in the building. So from outside, it doesn't look like there's a church. And that is one of those examples where there are two houses, but inside there's a Catholic church. Right behind me, it's one of the smallest houses in Europe and the smallest one in Amsterdam. It's only 2 meters wide and 5 meters long. Our next tour is going to be a distillery of this place that's been open for hundreds of years, where they are making gin. So we are going to learn on the tour how gin is made here, and then we're going to have a few samples.
That is a full one. Hey, physics. Pay attention at school. It's surface tension. It's called a meniscus. This is what you're paying for, so this is what you want to get. Not even my best one. Hey.
Really hard to get.
Now, of course, if we make a glass so full there's actually alcohol on top of it, that means you're not wasting money. But if you pick it up, you do even worse. You're wasting alcohol. That means that anyone who comes to our bar, anyone at all, even the king himself, must take a bow for his drink. He's not bowing to us. He's not bowing to the ghost of Wynand Fockink. He's not bowing to the alcohol. He's just making sure that that extra bit he gets on top ends up in his mouth. We'll go like this. And then you can lift it. And again, this.
Today was our second day in Amsterdam and it was full of tours. We started with free walking tour to sample different food and beverages. And what was very interesting to find out that although the tour is free, the tour guide was spending his own money to buy food for us to sample. And another one, we also learned that Amsterdam is changing
laws about tourism, so it's very likely that in just a few months or in a few years, there will be no more free walking tours, or even the red light district might be completely gone. Our second tour was actually about the red light district, that we learned that prostitution was legalized very recently, only in 2000. And the ladies that work there have lots of freedom and options. For example, they can choose on which streets they would like to rent their office. And also they have to read the contracts with their landlords very carefully, because landlords can include specific rules what the lady can or cannot do. For example, she might be allowed or not allowed to bring a couple inside her office. Also, it was interesting to learn that if the lady is feeling pressured or is in a dangerous situation, there's a panic button in her office. And as soon as she presses the button, the police officers will be there within 90 seconds. If for any reason she cannot reach the panic button, all she has to do is knock 3 times on the wall, whether with her feet, elbow, or head, and the ladies next door, hearing 3 knocks, will press the panic button for the lady, and then the police will arrive. Our third tour was about tasting a very unique beverage here produced in Amsterdam. And besides many wonderful, delicious drinks, there are several drinks that are specifically made to make certain announcements to your family and friends. For example, you want to announce your engagement or your wedding. And a third, the most interesting one, is to announce that the lady in the family is expecting. They call that drink Johnny in the Basement, kind of similar idea to Bun in the Oven in the United States. So when family and friends arrive to your household, as soon as they see that specific bottle, they already know what kind of announcement you want to make. So those were the highlights of Amsterdam for us today.